Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, according to the country that you live, the country that you are hearing me from. My name is Nedu Memoreji. I want to talk about the state of the country, Nigeria. Nigeria is a very good country that is blessed with mineral resources. Nigeria is blessed in all wondification. In fact, permit me to say that Nigeria is the best country so far to live and also to reside. But the problem with us is bad governance. Our leaders, that is where our problems are. Our leaders, they are our problem. Yes, it is true that the colonial master contributes the major problem of the things we are passing through in Nigeria here. Yes, it is true. But they are no longer with us. We got our independence as far back as 1960. And the people that is governing Nigeria are no longer the whitish. We, Nigeria, we are the one governing our country. Despite the fact that indirectly we are controlled by the slave masters. But it is high time we should say no to that their control. Unlike of that Afghanistan that said no. Unlike of that of Burkina Faso that said no. Unlike of that Mali that said no. What happened to us? What really happened to us? That is why I attributed it to our leaders. A country whereby, look at the case of Malami. When I was reading about Malami and watching about Malami, look at what one person owns God. In fact, I'm ashamed of the country. You hold one person's phone as a property. I know it is not only Malami. There are many that own such, whereas the masses are suffering with object poverty. We are blessed with crude. But today, it pains me when we purchase our own mineral resources with we will purchase our mineral resources with high cost, whereas the people that is buying from us, their own price is low. Should I talk of the cement? How much is a bag of cement at Ghana and other West African countries? Then how much do we purchase cement here in Nigeria? In fact, Nigeria, we have a long way to go. That is the truth. When Buhari was in the power, he made mention of one thing, that when he leave the office, that we will remember him for one thing. The same with that of the Jonathan. What are we seeing today? People now rejoice. People now compare Buhari with that of Jonathan. That Buhari was fair, but Tinubu own was hard. What if again peradventure Tinubu left office? He will still make a nation of nothing. Meaning that they know the problem, but they do not want to solve the problem. Look at the politician. Although at times I talk in like at times I talk against them, but at times too I do withdraw my comment because they may not be the cause. Because the people that bring them on board, they may have taken one oath or the other that is restraining them not to even voice out the truth. Then the Christian, the people that has good moral, the Christ-like, let me use that word, Christ-like. We are the Christians, we are the brothers of Christ. Now, we are meant to even advise our member or sponsor them to occupy the helm of the authority to enable us to control the government. But they cannot do it. The GOs that we have will never sponsor their members. Either they will be busy building cathedral where the poor masses that pay the tithe and offering to the church, their children cannot afford the school fees. Because I strongly believe that if a Christian, if the body of Christ come together and say no to this mayhem by sponsoring a single candidate to occupy any helm of the authority, my dear, then that word that the Bible said will come to its manifestation that said when the righteous rule, the masses, the citizens rejoice. For inasmuch as all these occultic and evil personalities that occupy the government, my dear, never become the case, because when an occultic man rule, the occultic kingdom rejoices. That is the gospel truth. You cannot take it out from that. So my dear, please, for us to get it right, I would have ever liked this video to go viral. To our daddies, to our Jews, it is time time to come together, pray, and bring a common leader, bring a leader from the leader that will occupy the helm of that will occupy the helm of the authority, whereby when he is instituted by the bodies of Christ, then the bodies of Christ will be defended. What is the truth? At least what is happening here in Europe? People blame Wike, I don't blame him. Although when I was unable to understand what is going on, I blamed him. But now, I will be the last person that blame him. What the man is playing, he's playing nice politics. And that is how he is supposed to be played here in Nigeria. He struggled to be there through the help of people. And he paid allegiance to them. He offered a lot of sacrifice, and he ruled, and he still lost it. And he bring in somebody that did not even protest a form. He ensured that the person becomes governor. He sacrificed all just to ensure, to make sure that they have a successor, and they had an agreement. You understand? So that agreement they had, you ought to have fulfilled the agreement before you left your rights. And that is why you see to it that I don't blame him. Take it to yourself. You give person a ladder to climb. You sacrifice or to make the person to be what you want him to be. How will you feel when the person betrayed your trust? You will be very angry. Let us just reason. That is exactly what is happening. You may call him all sorts of names. That was why the ways of God can never be the ways of man. And the man's way can never be the way of God. But when you see the truth, my dear, let us say the truth. You that called him all kind of name, when he brought you in to be that which you are today, he gave you a condition and you woefully accepted. Is it now that you know that the condition he gave you is a devilish one. My dear, even God in heaven too will not support you. An agreement is an agreement. And that is how it is in this occultic government that govern the nation. Don't you know that all those of House of Assembly, we are all brought up by Tinubus, and he choose his men. Do you think that his men will betray him? No, they can never betray him. And then the same thing too should if the Christian rise up and come up with this ideology to say now we are going to bring somebody that will be a Senate president. Let me start from Senate president or House of Representative leader. Now, they sponsored you, you won your election. Don't you know that that person must surely make sure he defend the bodies of Christ? That is what Muslim people are doing. Just, that is the gospel truth. Have you ever seen when a Muslim man will be at the helm of authority, he can never betray the hand that brings him into power. But when you come to our own, the bodies of Christ, you say, no, it's a kingdom government. No, now. If it were that, the Bible wouldn't have said that when a righteous man rules, the masses rejoices. So that is that. So my dear, that is the case. And that is the problem of the nation until we woke up from our sleep. You know, until we woke up from our sleep, we can never understand the secret of what is going on in this country. It is high time the body of Christ should rise up and do the needful. Thank you. Peace out.